Hello, Lorrie here on Vancouver Island, and as you can see I am out again in my beautiful garden, and I absolutely love it out here. My honey doesn't quite understand why I'll come out here and just sit, and I just take it in, and I just love it so much. Anyway, there's a lot going on. Things are growing. I've planted a bunch more stuff. I've got my last bed. I've just started filling it with dirt, so I'm super excited to show you what's going on. This came in the mail today, and I'm quite excited to use it. It has a planting guide, and then of course the different colors are different planting guides for square foot gardening. And from what I'm told, it helps you make the most of your vegetable garden. And I know one of the huge problems I always run into is spacing, because I don't really understand how things should be spaced, so that can be a problem. And I'm thinking that this is going to help me eliminate that. So, yay! So, back in there, I replanted today, and what is today? Today is June 21st. I replanted my Diana melon there, and I planted a couple more seeds of the Black Beauty there, because it's been a few weeks since I planted those and they are not doing anything. So I also came out today and threw around some diatomaceous earth because I'm seeing signs of slugs. There's my marigold back there, is doing nicely. I haven't seen any sign of the celeriac yet, but my onions are still alive and they seem to be actually, in fact, growing. So I'm hopeful that some of them anyway will survive and do well. Oh, I also came out last night and sprayed with some neem oil. 1 teaspoon per gallon. I added a little bit of homemade peppermint oil that I had as well and threw that in. And seems to have helped. It usually does. I'll come out again in another week or so. My tomatoes are looking good. My peppers are, I don't know, they're starting to bud up again and get little peppers on them. Should I leave them? They still seem awfully small to be getting peppers on them. But maybe that's what peppers do. I don't know. This little guy here is getting a little bit shaded by that cherry, but I need to tie that cherry tomato up to that trellis somehow, because it's getting a little bit wild here. It's not quite tall enough for me to tie it yet. Maybe if I bring a nylon out or something. Anyway, I'm just letting the suckers go on this cherry tomato because I heard that's what you do with cherries. So the only one I'm actually taking suckers off of is this Elsa Craig. And I'm trying to be diligent about taking all of the suckers off of her. So yeah, she seems to be doing good. I see some flowers here. I'm told that if you tap them, they are basically self-pollinating or wind-pollinating. But if you tap the flowers while they're open, they have a tendency to set more fruit. At least that's that's what I'm told. So I'll come out here and play with the flowers. I don't mind. Okay, so back there behind my dill, I replanted a couple of those Gherkin Artist cucumbers back there, because those I'm not seeing hide nor hair of either, the first ones I planted. So I have been chopping off some of this dill as we go. It's not yet going to flower, but it looks like it's ready to have a little bit more chopped off of it. And again, my onions here that I spooned the other day. And if you haven't seen that, you should go watch that video. Yeah, they're actually starting to bulb up a little bit, so that is super exciting. Yay! I know you guys will be excited. Nobody at home is excited for me, but I know that you guys will be excited for me. So, yeah, I'm excited. And look at my little celery, guys. I got 3 of them. I think that's just one there. It might not be. This is just one. This is another one. I might leave it. It's looking a little stunted, but maybe that'll give this one time to grow, and then that one can. To move some of this out. Oh, I also planted a marigold back there. I had planted one before and it didn't come up. I think probably because I buried it in hay. So apparently you're not supposed to do that. So I've got these 2 little beauties popping up where I planted my rhubarb. Now, they don't look like the rhubarb that I'm seeing online. However, I'm not seeing any in the very, very sprout stage. So I'm going to get a shot of this while it's sprouting, and I'm going to let these 2 grow a little longer because they look like they were planted purposefully. And we'll find out if they actually develop into some rhubarb or not. I have a pea. I have a little baby pea. So these are supposed to be bush peas that only get about 2 feet tall. But I don't know, possibly they were mislabeled because they are way more than 2 feet tall at this point. I mean, I know they're in a raised bed. They're about 12 inches off the ground, but like this is up to my chest anyway, so you know, good 4 feet or 3 feet anyway. You know, 4 feet minus the 12 inches for the raise in the bed anyway. Wow, they're super healthy though. Like, look at those nice big strong stalks. So I guess I must be doing something right. I can't wait to eat from fresh peas. Yay! So this is like a mini buddy tower. It's like a smaller version of the grow tower. It's only about 3 feet tall. But I'm supposed to be able to put 4 plants in each one. So I planted it with mostly herbs. And I did, what did I do? Sage, parsley, oregano, and then I did some mesclun lettuce and some zinnias on the very top. So that'll make it really pretty. Well, my friends, night has fallen, and that is it for me in the garden this week. Thank you for coming in and saying hello and joining me for a quick little tour of the garden. It's really helping me. I don't know, you guys probably don't care to go back and look at some of my old comparison videos, but I go back and look at them, and it's wonderful to see the things that are growing and just taking shape in my garden. Now, hopefully my harvest bears fruit and I actually get to eat some food. Somebody asked me in a comment the other day if I actually would save any money growing food in my garden, and certainly not. I mean, certainly not for years anyway. I mean, we've invested, well, you know, mostly we've had to invest in the dirt. The labor and the materials for the beds has mostly been stuff that was already around here. Some of it we did order, but a lot of it was, especially for the new beds this year, that was all here already when we redid the deck. I'm hoping that we get some nice weather so I can get out there and plant. I did get some more dirt finally today, or actually yesterday it came. So I'm able to fill up those last, well, you know, the one that Honey raised up for me? It's where I have the peas right now on the one end. Well, the other end, I've started filling it up. And I think I might throw some lettuce in there because I should be able to grow lettuce here apparently year-round. as long as in the summertime I grow it in a shady spot. And that is, like, that bed gets sun for a few hours first thing in the morning. But after about 10 or 11 o'clock, when the sun starts getting hot, it's off of that bed, and that's in shade, and that should be good for lettuce. I'm gonna hope anyway. I'm gonna plant a little bit there, and we'll see, because I haven't had much luck with any lettuce this year yet. I haven't been able to grow any. I've tried planting the mesclun a couple of times, and it hasn't come up, and I tried planting another blend of lettuce that I had, and none of it came up. I think I mentioned once that I couldn't tell if it was lettuce or weeds. Well, I let it grow for a little while. It all just looks like weeds to me. So, and I can't be sure. I don't want to be eating something if I don't know what it is. And I don't want it growing and taking the nutrients from my peas that are growing there if it's a weed. So, yeah, I'm going to try again and maybe plant it in a little bit more disciplined manner, maybe using my square foot gardening method and get that done. Anyway, guys, thanks again for popping in. I really do appreciate it. So be sure to leave me a comment if you would like to, if you have any questions or comments about my garden. I know I'm just kind of struggling, or not, I'm not really struggling because my garden seems to be doing well, but I'm fumbling along here because I really don't know what I'm doing. And so yeah, I just keep reading and learning and watching YouTube videos, and yeah, and listening to you guys. So if you have any advice for me, please don't hesitate to let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you haven't, you should subscribe. There's a button down there somewhere that you can hit, and it says subscribe. And there's a bell you can ring. It'll tell you whenever I put up a new video, so you should do that too. And you should have yourself a fantastic day. I will see you soon. Bye now.